This week on Taste Utah, we're heading south. First, we stop by 2 urban farms near St. George, where Ed Allred and Leo Tobler are working together to preserve terroir by growing unique and rare heirloom varieties of produce dating back generations. Then we're on to Springdale, where the desert and natural wonders are guaranteed to take your breath away. And at the same time, you're still able to eat like a king at King's Landing Bistro, located in the Driftwood Lodge right as you drive into town. Chef Thomas King, he's motivated by a passion and love for his local community, showcasing ingredients sourced from the soil of southern Utah, along with his love of the very land it's farmed on. Taste Utah is more than your typical food show. It's about local flavor, from roots through authentically Utah restaurants. It's the people and the places that make Utah a dining destination. There's so much soil and earth to uncover and still so many great Utah restaurants to savor. We bring you the stories and we spread the love. The best thing about Utah, the views along the way, they're not bad either. We're not afraid to get our hands just a little dirty. Food is a necessity. It's how we create it and share it and experience it together that truly shapes our community. Whether you're choosing to dine in our dining rooms, order to go, or get delivery, you always have a seat at this table. Are you ready to taste Utah? Southern Utah is known for its scenery. It's less known maybe for its farms, but they're all over. And we've been in St. George, we've been in Springdale, we've heard the infamous legend of a man named Ed Allred. He's a farmer, he's also a vendor. He's a community enthusiast. He is visiting farms, he has his own farm, and he's supplying amazing fresh produce down in southern Utah. Are you ready to get inspired? Let's meet Ed. Ed, how are you?
Hi, Katy.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on here at Heirlooms Only.
In 2015, I retired from a high-tech job, and I had gardened most of my life from my very early childhood, where my mother taught me how to garden. Particularly got interested in heirlooms. Looked up what an heirloom is. I'd tasted heirloom tomatoes and they were just fantastic. And I found out that what heirlooms are pre-1951 seeds.
So any heirloom varietal is pre-1951?
Pre-1951,
okay.
In order to truly be an heirloom. And I decided I'm gonna be a purist and I'm gonna grow heirloom tomatoes.
And then flash forward to 2020, here we are. You have this massive scale farm that you're leasing the land to be able to grow all of these heirloom varietals.
And I grow mainly heirlooms. There are a few early hybrids that I will grow. There's some special seeds that I found down here, and they're the onion seeds that I found that were brought into the Santa Clara Bench by original families that moved here back in the 1860s.
What are they called?
They're Weaver onions and San Joaquin onions.
Okay.
There's one I call a Santa Clara purple.
Amazing. You really have sort of broken your farmland gardens down into very succinct and important beds for different fruits and vegetables that you're growing. When you took over the land, it didn't have a great watering system from what I understand.
That's right,
and you used your engineering background maybe a little bit?
Yes, my engineering background. I put these watering systems in place that have a 12 gallon per minute pressure reducer here. Yeah. And then I use drip lines, okay? And they're disposable drip lines. Yeah.
These are some heirloom tomatoes that you've grown?
Yeah, these are the residual that are left over from the season. During August, July and August, we're picking 200 pounds on one row.
Jeez.
Every 3 days, and they're great big tomatoes. These are the smaller residuals that are left.
Wonderful. And you're selling these to restaurants, but you're also selling them online through an online market?
Online, and also commercially I sell them to all the Harmon stores.
Where can people purchase them if they would want to purchase them online?
Online at my store. I have an online store, and that's for local only
Yep.
because we don't ship them
Sure.
out. And it's heirlooms-only.square.site.
Okay,
S-I-T-E.
awesome. You're doing the whole entire process. So you're creating starters. You have this great little starter sort of shed that you've
Seed
created.
shack, I call it.
This is where you start the plants. You transfer them into the soil.
Uh-huh.
What does the start shack give you that like a greenhouse doesn't?
In a seed shack, what I do is I plant them 100 seeds per tray, okay? And I keep them in the seed house until they're about a half inch tall.
Yeah.
And then I start moving them out into the sun every day and back in every night.
Ed, I would love to taste something from your garden.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Is there?
I've still got some residual stuff. There's these, but I've got some bumblebees.
And can I pick some and eat some?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Go pick some.
Yeah, lead the way.
Okay.
Ed, so these are
Artisan bumblebees.
artisan bumblebees. There's 3 different kinds.
Yeah, I have 3 different kinds. A blush,
Okay.
which is an elongated tomato about 1.5 inches long.
Okay.
Then the round ones are the sunrise bumblebees, and we
Okay.
have a purple bumblebee.
A purple.
And I pick them and mix them together and call it an artisan tomato mix,
Okay.
bumblebee mix, and that's what the restaurants,
The artisan
they love
tomato
these.
shack. Okay,
Yes.
this is amazing. This is one of my favorite things to do is to eat fresh produce right off the vine. I'm like, I don't even need to wash it. So there's this one. While I'm eating this, talk to me a little bit about the growing season down here.
I start prepping in January, and I plant all my root crops. I seed them in, and I plant the root crops in February, about mid-February, and it varies a little on each season depending on how much it's raining and so on. Those root crops will come on in May, and so I start actually delivering to the restaurants in late May.
Okay.
And all through June, and then the root crops finish up about mid-July. Now those are beets and carrots and onions. And then I replant those in late July, and then they come on again in August, late August and September, take us through September.
Community building doesn't stop here at your farm. You're actually sourcing from another local farmer who has a really unique family history with onions. You're going to take me and the team and introduce us to Leo.
Leo Tobler, yes.
Okay, let's head over there and meet up with Leo, should we?
Okay.
Gentlemen, Ed, great to see you again. Leo, very, very excited to meet you. This looks kind of like an unassuming house, but it looks like maybe you're selling tomatoes?
Yes, this is where I sell tomatoes and my other produce is stored.
Right here in your garage?
Right,
This is also a storefront.
right.
Leo, you're known for your onions, and that's what Ed and I have talked about, and that's how actually you guys met, right?
These Weaver onions were produced right here in Washington. A guy by the name of Mel Weaver
Okay.
in 1918 pollinated this onion from a white onion and some kind of a red onion, I'm not sure, and that's how these Weaver onions come to be.
They're dating back from 1918.
1918.
I mean, that's amazing, and it's pretty extraordinary that you're able to keep this strain of onion alive, and there's very, very few places that you can get it. You have sort of an orchard in back, is what we understand.
Right,
Yeah, could we go take a look?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. Oh my goodness, so this is literally your backyard, Leo.
Yes.
What kind of trees are these?
This is a
oranges?
persimmon tree here, and there's
Okay.
another persimmon tree over here.
Beautiful, and then it looks like those look like a fig tree?
This is a fig tree right here. 2 peach trees and 2 pear trees, an apple tree, and an apricot tree.
Okay.
We have beets back there,
Okay.
and potatoes. Potatoes did real well.
Yeah.
And I have cantaloupes and watermelons, and I kind of alternate, we plant the same crop about every 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And it's better for 5, so.
The storefront is open.
We start towards the end of June.
Okay.
And usually make it clear through till Labor Day.
Now, your farm is sort of like a hidden secret. So if you know about the storefront, you know about the storefront. If you don't, then you can always contact Taste Utah, info@tasteut.com, to get the insider info of how to purchase those types of products. Leo, I want to get into the onion story, and I want to talk to you about how long you've been farming and how you got your hands on these amazing varietals. Can we go visit the farm across the street?
Sure.
We're not even going to get in our cars. We're literally just going to walk across the street. Leo, you're a 4th generation farmer.
Yes, that's correct. My great-grandfather was some of the first ones to move to Santa Clara, and he farmed there. And so they've been here, and then my dad farmed, and now I do it.
So you've just planted basically what we'll call starters for next season's harvest. And what kind of onions have you planted?
Okay, I planted the Weaver.
Okay.
That's my best seller. And then I planted...
These ones?
Right.
Okay.
And I've planted San Joaquin.
Okay.
And they were an onion that was brought from the San Joaquin Valley. And they're that yellow onion.
This one?
And also I grow a Texas sweet that and I get that seed from Texas. And then I plant another seed in February, and that's called Utah sweet onion. So and that comes from northern Utah.
It's a lot of work. So you're talking about planting. When will you be pulling these onions out of the ground?
About the 1st of February.
So I buy them. I come over and buy them in 50 start bundles, and I'll buy a couple thousand from Leo. I'll take them to my garden in Santa Clara.
It depends on the year. Some years you can start sometimes close to the middle of January. Other years it's the 1st of February or a little after. It just depends on the year. You just can't go from one year to the next.
Leo, tell us the process. So basically you have this extraordinary hand. What is this? This extraordinary machine, but it's like not a machine.
It's called a Planet Junior. It has different plates. You can change the setting of what kind of seed you're going to plant. The seed will drop through. You get so many seeds per foot. I got this from a neighbor. His dad had it, and he didn't know what to do with it.
Leo, Ed, this has just been so extraordinary. Ed, you've introduced us to so many people, and your community is just so vast. Just so grateful to both of you for your time, and just thank you so much for feeding us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
We are down in southern Utah. We're in Springdale, and I'm taking you to King's Landing Bistro, where Chef Thomas and his wife, Chef Fu Win, are crafting a menu that is full of love and passion. Can't wait to talk to Chef Thomas. Are you ready to get your taste on? Let's do it. Chef Thomas.
Katy, welcome to King's Landing.
Oh my gosh, am I out of my mind excited to be here. This has been a long time coming. We tried to get you last fall, couldn't make it happen. We're here. You're going to introduce us to everything you're doing so right.
Yes, let's do it. I'm ready.
I'm starving.
All right.
Make it happen.
Welcome.
Thank you. Well, Chef Thomas, you're co-owner with you and your wife, would you say?
We are owners and chefs.
Owners and chefs.
We do this together. We spend the whole day in the kitchen together every day. We have a very small crew that we consider our family. We do this together.
That's so special.
Our charcuterie board, I take a lot of pride in. I do a lot of charcuterie in-house. I make the duck pate, rabbit loin and porchetta. We have a truffle salami over here. We've got gorgonzola, Italian blue, Humboldt Fog, it's a goat cheese out of Northern California.
Cool.
And Saint Andre triple cream, similar to a brie out of France. I got house-made pear jam. Those pears came out of the trees right over there.
Oh my gosh.
House-made onion mustard, some pickled red onions, dill pickle to go with the meats, some fresh fruits with the charcuterie. Can't go wrong with a beautiful glass of wine. We do have a full liquor license, so we've got seasonal cocktails, we've got local beer. We have some beautiful wines from one of my former servers, Cherie and John. They have this winery in Dameron Valley.
Well, it's like you look around and you have this amazing landscape. I mean, southern Utah is just, such a blessed country, and it really makes you feel like you're at one with everything. I mean, you feel so good down here.
Exactly.
And so to be able to bring food, or for your former server to be able to till the soil and actually start doing wine, that's pretty phenomenal.
I'm so happy for them. It just is, they are for us.
Everyone in this community, they're here to elevate one another. They're here to make one another better and to support each other. And so when you say you have local products throughout the menu, I mean, one of the ways I was introduced to you was from our fantastic mutual friend, Ed Allred, who is basically helping Southern Utah chefs get their hands on incredibly fresh produce that you may not have had access to, let's say 5 or 8 years ago, through his company, Heirlooms Only.
Here in Southern Utah, everybody has their own little plot of land, and there's fruit trees, and there's pecans, and there's Ed down the street that's producing beets and fennel and the tomatoes that I can't wait to see this coming June.
So good. It gives me chills because it's just this beautiful connection. And then we get to savor and enjoy it. What else do we have in front of us?
Here's our octopus dish. I put this on the menu 6 years ago when we opened. Not really sure how Southern Utah would take for octopus on the menu, but everybody loves it. Our tuna over here.
It's beautiful.
Kind of focusing on beans for the season.
Do you mind if I get in on this?
Go ahead.
It's so gorge.
Ahi tuna, green beans, cannellini beans, edamame, blood orange, wasabi vinaigrette.
And then this beautiful
and then our pretzel. I've always had a passion for beer. I have my level 1 Cicerone. I put this on the menu in October, and the people love it. When I see the eyes of everybody when I bring it to the table, they're like this. Zion Canyon Brewery, I make 2 different sauces with their beers. IPA cheddar cheese sauce, and then we have a sour beer mustard.
So this is an international travel destination. You have people coming from all over the world. The food is so elevated, it actually compares to the experience of being in the park, and that is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to create, was not just a place to fill your belly after the hike, but to create an experience, and there's something for everybody on our menu.
And your dining room is so fabulous. You have this art that celebrates time and place.
We've got local photographers around, David West, David Pettit, Michael Fatali. We're just here to support the locals. You know, they have an art that's different than ours, but you know what? Their art, I put it on my wall. My art, I put it on the plate.
Yeah, it is like a community and a connection. So you come here and you're not just tasting food, you are tasting time and place, and you're integrating those experiences into your overall experience here, and you're creating a memory.
So funny you say that. That's what my good friend Bernard used to tell me all the time. We're not here to nourish your soul, we're here to create memories.
Yeah. When I was 18 years old, I moved to New York City, and I decided that I just wanted to take some time off before going to school, just to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And one of the first things I did in New York, and one of my quintessential, I would say still to this day, top 10 dining experiences happened at a restaurant in New York called Le Cirque. And where did you work in Las Vegas?
At Le Cirque, I opened the restaurant in 1998. I worked there for 5 years. Then I transferred to their sister restaurant, Circo, which is the Italian version of Le Cirque, and another 5 years there, and worked with amazing French Italian chefs, just making my way through the ranks. And 18 years in Vegas and 5 or 6 hotels opening.
You're very humble, but the Bellagio, the Wynn, these creme de la creme hotels of Las Vegas. What comes with that is this stamp of the master chefs and restaurateurs that are invited into those spaces.
Yep.
And you're standing shoulder to shoulder with them. And gives me chills, because now here you are, humble, like this amazing pretzel in front of us, but completely one of the best things I've ever tasted. So what a special full circle for you.
It's been amazing, you know, like I say, it's a dream come true.
I know this is sort of like your signature, so you do it a lot, but would you show me how this beautiful octopus gets to the table?
Of course, let's do it. I purchased this octopus, it's from Spain. Came out of the Mediterranean, it is farm raised.
Okay.
It's 4 to 6 pounds, but I have this court bouillon on right now. So we've got mirepoix, carrots, onions, celery, some lemon, some fennel fronds, a little bit of basil inside, and a couple tomatoes. Spanish octopus is the best octopus you can find, especially the one that comes out of the Mediterranean.
Oh my gosh.
Cover it with the mirepoix. Once it comes to a boil, I'll turn it to a very, very, very slow simmer for about an hour and a half to 2 hours until I can pop a knife into it and slide it out without it coming out of the water. So here's the finished product.
Okay, through the magic of TV, we have a finished product.
Comes out, I chill it down, and I portion each tentacle to about 3.5 ounces.
Beautiful.
A little bit of oil. The thing about octopus is the more charred it is, the better it tastes in the end. Hottest part of the grill. You see it smoking. That's exactly what I want.
I can smell it. It smells really amazing.
So then I'm gonna create the garnish for the dish, and then I make this chorizo in the house.
That's a smoking hot pan, so it's not gonna take long for that chorizo to cook.
Then I got some Yukon Gold potatoes over here.
Beautiful.
Toss them with a little bit of thyme, rosemary, and sage, extra virgin oil. So the thing about the chorizo is the fat kind of renders out. It flavors the potatoes, and then I'll throw the octopus in the pan in the last second.
Oh, that's
and that
brilliant.
fat coats the octopus, and it gives you that much more flavor.
I love it.
All right, here we go. The octopus looks great.
Ready to go?
Potatoes are caramelized, chorizo is cooked. So I'll add the last ingredient over here. This is called pepperonata. It's a braised pepper with some garlic, onions, and capers.
Nice.
And then this also helps deglaze the pan a little bit. So we have our house-made romesco sauce. It's basically piquillo peppers, and it's almond base.
It's gonna give you a little spice and also a little acid, which is nice.
Exactly,
Yeah.
the acid kind of breaks up the richness from the chorizo and the potatoes and the octopus. So there's our dish.
Okay.
Now, I'm just gonna finish it with a little salad to freshen it up on top.
Beautiful. Little
Salt,
little
pepper. Limoncello is just basically a lemon vinaigrette.
Oh, I love it.
Arugula.
Again, a little bit more acid, a little bit more, kind of like that peppery arugula that's gonna
the peppery.
complement all your
I love
flavors.
arugula.
I do too. It's one of my faves.
Right on top.
Beautiful.
My favorite, these pickled red onions.
Oh,
It just shines through and it finishes the dish.
Chef, I mean, thank you so much for just taking us behind the scenes and showing us how this gorgeous dish is made. I mean, it tastes so good at the table, and now I know why. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Katie. It's been a pleasure.